talk to me about the need in you, or maybe just, I don't know what it is just about your heart, but like, you are someone that doesn't need the spotlight. You don't need to be the face. You're comfortable being the number 2, 3, 4, and letting somebody else be the number 1. Gary Vee always says, you know, a lot of you guys are wanting to start the next Facebook of this or the next Uber of this, when you were with the person who launched Uber and Facebook 10 years ago, and you could have just been their number 3 or 4 and made millions. Instead, you want to do your thing, and you know, like, a lot of you guys are the perfect number 2, 3 in a company, but you want to be the number 1 of your own thing, and it's tripping you up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And do you think it's wisdom on your part, or do you think it's just your temperament is just like, you don't need, like, I feel like a lot of guys are like, Ray, like, no, like, bro, you need to do YouTube, you need your own voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me about that.
It's, you know how the best qualities of a person can be their Achilles heel. You know, when I was younger, I was very cocky, wanted to be the best at anything I did. And I slowly realized that as I did those things and gave everything that I my all to those things, that I wasn't the 10 that I thought I was at that spot. You know, I was a 7. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, I would rap, you know, at my church or whatever, but my man Moses was the real poet. You know, he was the 10 in the lyricism. I was the energy and the creativity. I was the 7. When in school, when I joined, you know, choir and chorus, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, you know, when we sang the Justin Timberlake record, I wasn't singing the Justin part. I was singing the second lead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was always the number 2. You know what I mean? And it finally came to my mind that, like, I don't have to be the number 1 guy. Like, you know, Robert Horry got mad rings. You know what I'm saying? Allen, you know, got mad rings. You know what I mean? You know, Dennis Rodman got mad rings. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, just think about that. Like, for me, I realized, yo, I'm Dennis Rodman. And that's okay. Because you know what I ended up realizing? There's some, and this is very proverbial when I use this type of phraseology. There's some demons that come with, both literally and proverbially, to the guys at the top that I don't want. I don't want those things. Like, I want, yo, listen, right now, I go get carnitas and nobody's going to stop me and be like, yo, Ray Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to bother me and interrupt my dinner with my wife. They're going to do that to Lecrae. They're going to do that to Andy.
And we've been out with Lecrae and Andy in public and seen that happen. And it's, from one standpoint, it's like cool to be recognized, but I could imagine how exhausting that has to be if that's your life.
It's exhausting and it's creepy. Because let me give you a prime example. This scenario turned out good, but all the feelings before this scenario were terrible. So we're in Aarhus, Denmark. Okay. That's 4 hours away from Copenhagen. Okay. There's a ridiculous museum there. It has like that tall Koss piece. It has all kinds of amazing art there. And, you know, we're usually more wise when we post things, you know, like where we're at, kind of delay the post a little bit. Sure. But we're in a foreign country. We don't think
you're not thinking about it.
That someone in Aarhus, Denmark, it's not the major city of Denmark. It's Aarhus, Denmark. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're known for like manufacturing Legos. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't think that anyone is going to follow our feed and find us at this museum. You get what I'm saying? So we get the DM saying, hey, I'm going to meet up with you guys. We're like, what? And we're like, you don't even know where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, you're not. And we're in the museum. and there's a guy going, Ande, Ande,
Yeah.
Ande, Ray Rock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Yeah.
And we're like this, you know that face, like that. There's a face when you and your man's, like me and Andy, we got that connection where it's like, yo, Ray, if we got to get busy, we got to get busy. You know what I'm saying? You know, that face like, yo, in New York, you know, shout out to my man Ray Rivera, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we call each other Tommy. Hey, yo, Tommy, you ready to rock out, Tommy? you ready to knock if you buck? You know what I'm saying? And what ended up happening is we ended up meeting this individual, and I went out there to see, you know, if he was a threat or whatever.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was just an enthusiastic fan, and he wasn't a creeper fan. And he was like very apologetic. He was like, "Man, I'm so sorry, but you know, I don't know when's the next time you guys will ever be here in our house, Denmark." And we haven't been there since. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember his name?
I think his name was Daniel.
Okay.
Okay, I think so. So,
I got. Hold on. See, tell me if you remember this dude. Because I think I know this dude. This dude's name is Jesse, and he said he pulled up on you.
Yes,
Is that
that's
him?
the guy, Jesse.
That's it.
Yeah, because he had the fade with the ponytail.
Shout out to Jesse. It's not in
Wow,
focus.
I jacked up his name.
Yo,
Daniel.
that's so funny. Like I've known Jesse because he came to America, and he did the same thing. Him and his homie hit me up and was like, "Yo, we're in America. It's the first time on the stage. We're doing cross country thing. Can we meet you?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they pull up to the church. I told them come to the church. I pull up to the church. Long story short, my wife is like, "Hey, like they're from Denmark. Like, you got like." What does the scripture say about how you're supposed to treat people from other places? So they end up staying with us for like 2 or 3 days in the studio. They're in a vlog. They're actually in a vlog. They met Belief. I took them all around, took them to all the food places I took y'all to, but I actually ate with them. And so I think on the vlog, I think he actually talks about that encounter with you and Andy. Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you, we ended up having a good time.
Because they're cool kids.
Cool kids.
Yeah.
But we only met him.
Yeah.
And we ended up taking him out to eat lunch and stuff like that and get to know him. And he had a remarkable story.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're speaking about, you know, those demons and stuff like that.
That could have went left.
That could have went left. And also, you got to understand, there's some people who say some crazy things about you on Instagram and on Twitter. There's people who find your number somehow and call you private and say, yo, I'm going to yada, 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 you know, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
now I think the dope part about what you're doing now is
I'm getting out of my shell.
You're getting out of your shell, which I think is huge for you. You are figuring out a way to take what you've done for guys like me, Belief, Andy, and to scale it.
Yep.
Through the platform of your vlog, which is super dope. If you guys aren't checking out the vlog, go check out. You can see him and Andy traveling overseas.
I got that third episode coming out soon.
Yeah, man. I was looking at you edit it earlier. The vlog. You're gonna be doing some music review stuff.
Yep. You're
gonna be doing some essentially like virtual coaching at scale.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That I'm very excited about. So can you kind of just give us a glimpse of what that's going to be like and just your vision for that?
Yeah, I'm basically starting up a Patreon, and basically there's going to be a few different tiers. And, you know, instead of like buying like beats from a producer and stuff like that, and it's you know, call it a day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll be able to get like 2 beats at a certain price with some level of feedback and coaching with it, you know, and have the experience that bigger artists have with real producers, you know what I mean? Because right now you could just buy a beat and it just goes, but there's, you know, you're not getting any coaching from a person that has seen the best do it. So tiers like that. Other things that I'll be doing is, you know, like one-on-one, Zoom calls. I'll also be doing, music reviews, like you said, where I'll be reviewing, the song structure, your cadence, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll also be giving away, with a certain tier, sound kits, you know what I mean? So it's a culmination of the two things that I'm most passionate about, which are developing people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want to develop people in the things that they're passionate for.
Yeah.
And also coaching people in their talent. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I'm separating the two is because, believe it or not, those worlds are so intertwined that just a level of mentorship in who you are as a person is pours into your talents. We try to separate those things, but who you are eventually, when you get to the platform, who you are gets exposed.
That's a fact. When are we gonna have access to this?
I'm literally working on that right now. I'm trying to get this done within the next month. I'm not trying to slow down the process because it's more, and guys, this is more, even though this is a blessing to the people who are going to be taking part of that, but this is also a blessing for me because it takes me out of my comfort zone of shying away from the center stage. You know what I'm saying? And because oftentimes, we have a sense of false humility. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've been working on because I'm gonna have to have an account before God on what I chose not to bring forward to that I could have offered people.
That's good. I'm excited. Like I'm excited because I think this will be a way for you guys to experience this in a way. And a lot of you guys, like I feel like a lot of you guys need that. Like a lot of y'all need just someone to kind of take you to the next level. And I'm realizing that I need it. Like I've done a couple records. My last record, Indie Jones 3, I produced the whole thing. But like me and Ray went to the studio. What day was that? Monday? It was the studio Monday. Went to the studio Monday. My man Ayman, shout out to Ayman, who's doing some mixing stuff. We pulled up and I'm so used to accustomed to recording my way and doing things my way with my studio and the way I like to do things, and just switching up my workflow, having somebody in the studio with me, having an engineer. I got something out of myself by having a Ray on my corner that I normally wouldn't have been able to do. And so what I'm most excited about this launch, and of course, like y'all, we're gonna let everybody here know when this is public, is that this is gonna be a way for him to take all of his experience, all of his knowledge, and do it at scale. And some of you guys are gonna go from 5, 6 level rappers to 8 or 9s, and some of you guys are going to be redirected and take another career path.
Oh yeah, I promise you that I'll be gentle, but I have to give you the truth.
Yeah.
And even if that fuels you to eat my words, but I tell you this, I might not be the greatest producer of all time, but this is something that I'm amazing at. Yeah. And there hasn't been a rapper that I know of that I said, yo, this guy's going to be the next thing, that I've been wrong. I haven't been wrong. I'm 10 for 10 right now.
That's a fact.
In the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So I've been talking about the Ty Brazzles before Ty Brazzle got his deal. Yeah. I've been talking about, guys like what's this guy's name from Louisiana that used to be signed to Reach? Gazelle. No Big Deal. I've been making noise about No Big Deal for the longest. Yeah. When Social Club, right when they released Rejects, myself and Words Played, at the time, who wasn't even a rapper, were like, yo, these guys got it. So I'm pretty confident that I'll save you some money by redirecting your career path, and coaching you into doing something else.
It's good.
Or I'm pretty confident in turning a 6 into at least an 8.
That's a fact, big fact. Do you have any any final thoughts, any closing remarks, just something you want to leave with the people. Yeah, anything you want to leave with the people.
I'll leave you with this. Two small things. One is a wise man told me one time that there's a difference between bonsai trees and oaks of righteousness.
Okay.
Now, a bonsai tree is actually not a real tree. It's actually the root of a bigger tree. And they cut the root of that tree, and what they do is they wrap the roots of that tree in copper, and they give it very little soil, very little water, and they prune it all the time. And the tree, that little tree, speaks about the owner and how meticulous the owner is cutting it and pruning it every day.
Wow.
And it's a beautiful tree. It's one of the most beautiful things to see, an authentic bonsai, not the one you see at Trader Joe's, but like a real one. It's one of the most stunning things to see. But here's the thing: if there's ever a storm, that wood would never be enough to keep that person warm. That wood would never be enough. That tree could never give them shade. That tree could never heat up their food. It's just pretty. You know what I'm saying? But oaks of righteousness, you know, an oak, the roots go deep, and there's ugly, and there's twists and turns. There's internal internet happening. There's stuff happening. And deep down inside. And what ends up happening is it's one of the strongest trees in the world. Storms come and hit it. You know, they don't fall apart. They're the best for, you know, you get that, you see an oak wood floor, you go into your boy's crib and you be like, wow, this floor is amazing. He's like, man, yeah, it's oak wood. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Oftentimes, we want to look pretty and we want to tell people to stay in their lane. Don't put your roots near mine. We want to tell people, you can't do that. You know what I mean? My job isn't just to tell you, hey, this is not for you, but my job is to tell you, try many things, learn as many things as you can. Don't listen to anyone who tells you, man, stay in your lane. You know, even a guy like Zach Windall, which you'll see his story where he began as a rapper, right? All those experiences, right, were never lost. You know what I'm saying? They had a place in the final place he was supposed to be. So going back to this concept of these pretty trees, there's a lot of pretty looking people out there, a lot of well-dressed looking rappers, but they got no real roots. They got no, and they're just a flash in the pan. You know what I'm saying? And there's even churches that they look beautiful and they're huge, but their roots don't go deep. And you know, they marginalize people. They say, yo, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not good looking enough to be on stage, and we need a certain look to be on stage for worship. You know, this person who's leading us in worship has to look this way. You know what I mean? And all of that is nonsense. Try it all, okay? Try it all. Let your roots grow deep. You know what I mean? And eventually you'll be where you're supposed to be. Don't worry about that it doesn't look right. That's my biggest problem. That's my Achilles heels. I'm always worried about, man, how is that gonna look? You know what I'm saying? I don't sometimes feel strong enough or whatever, but when I focus on the internal things and what God's doing in my life internally, I end up realizing, man, I'm a strong tree for people to depend on for these things.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Rock. Man, I'm so excited for what he's got coming up, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel.
You heard.
Go check out his vlogs, because those are fire. Like this video, leave a comment. What do y'all think, man? Was this conversation encouraging to you? Was it convicting? Was it polarizing? I want to hear from you guys in the comments section. And stay tuned for more. Appreciate y'all.